Welcome. My name is Mike Martinez, and being that you're looking at this video, I am going to assume, and yes, I know what happens when you assume, but I'm going to assume that you are here because you're interested in finding some information on becoming a public adjuster. Now, this particular video is specific to the most common question that I get from people that are looking to get into the industry. The most common question is, how do I get my leads? How do I get my business? Do I have to drum up my own business, or are you guys supplying me the leads? And I'm going to answer that by just creating a simple distinction, guys. Number one, there are two types of people that come into this business. You have people that have an employee mentality, and you have people that have an entrepreneurial mentality. And the people that have an employee mentality tend to favor that, are you going to give me the leads situation? And what I'm going to say to help you decide or help you make a decision and you not waste any of your time or waste any of my time is that we do not supply the leads. Maybe there's some companies that are out there that do. Our company does not. We put that responsibility on you, but we show you, we have a very successful way of doing this, and we show you how to do that, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But here's what I'm going to say before you leave. I know if you're a person that's coming into this with an employee mentality, you may say, all right, that's enough, I don't need to hear anymore. But here's what I'm going to tell you before you go. Excuse me. Every business situation, every business period, is a matter of solving some problem that's in the marketplace. And the greater the problem you solve, the more value you're adding to the marketplace. And the greater the value you're adding to the marketplace, the more money you can make. Now, when you're an employee, you're still solving problems. Every business solves some sort of a problem. But when you're an employee, for the most part, you don't need to figure it out. As an employee, for the most part, you are told, here's your responsibility, and your responsibility is to solve some kind of an issue. Whether it's you're a receptionist and you're picking up the phone, that phone right there, answering that phone and taking messages and doing whatever, that's a problem that the company needs solved, so they hire somebody to do that, and they tell you, here's what you do when the phone rings, right? Every particular job situation is solving some type of a problem. The problem with that is that there's a cap. Right? They know what the problem is. They're solving it for you. They're just telling you how to do the solution, how to fix the problem. They're telling you how to fix the problem, and because of that, they can create a ceiling on your income. Now, when you become an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs are people that go out there and solve problems. See an issue, see a gap in the business, see a gap in the marketplace, and say, hey, I could solve the problem by doing this and this. So, with that said, what I'm going to, just point out immediately so that you don't waste your time, is that in this particular business model, our business model, again, we have a very successful way of drumming up business, of getting leads, we've had 23 years of successfully doing that with people that did not start with any kind of public adjusting background, for the most part. They come in here with different types of backgrounds, and they become successful because we have a very successful system on how to do those things. Now, I think I've added a little extra to that and made it a little bit stronger as far as the marketing aspect is concerned, and we'll get into that in a second. But again, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, you are solving a problem. So if your concern is, well, if I become a public adjuster, are you going to give me the leads? No, we're not going to give you the leads. The leads come through a very specific system that we teach, that you go out and start performing. And what I'm going to say is, and I know a lot of people that are on employee mentality people have already left, and that doesn't make you a bad person. There's always going to be employees. There's always going to be people that don't want to, they want, tell me what I need to do and I'll do it, right? That's the type of person that an employee is. Where an entrepreneur puts a little bit more time in figuring out, okay, here's the problem. How do I get the solution? How do I build the solution? How can I contribute to the solution? How can I add value to the marketplace? That's where the ceiling of income is blown away. Because when you're an entrepreneur and you can come up with those problems to solve problems, when you can come up with a solution to solve a problem, you eliminate that ceiling, and your income is virtually unlimited. So again, I'm at this point, I'm going to guess, I'm going to assume that whoever I'm speaking to is an entrepreneur. Now, what I'm going to say as far as do we get or how do we get leads for our business is that there's two specific ways. There's online marketing and offline marketing. Our company has over 23 years very successfully done several things to do offline marketing that has just worked brilliantly. And I say that because, number one, we've been in business 23 years. That should say a lot. Number two, we've taken people without any kind of public adjusting background and shown them how to do this successfully hundreds of times. It's not a matter of, has this worked just once or twice or a dozen times? No, it's worked over 23 years, thousands of times. Okay, so that's the offline aspect of it. Now, what I'm going to say is that, over the last 10 years, we've seen this incredible thing called the internet just blow up in our face and come up with a whole bunch of different solutions to problems, right? While creating some also, right? But it has provided some solutions to problems, especially to marketing, especially to businesses. So what I've done and what I teach my people is to find a happy medium to work both offline and online. I pointed out that, the offline system that our company uses works. And the reason why I can say that is because we've been in business 23 years and we've taken people without, any kind of background, in public adjusting and gotten them to very successful careers, okay? Making, $35,000 a year on a part-time basis to over $100,000 a year on a full-time basis. So we have a very good track record when it comes to that. Now, I can prove or I can point to my success using the online systems simply because I myself, when I got started, I was an EMT. I did not know anything, and I started thinking my daughter was the one who first introduced me to the concept of, she's not a public adjuster, but she introduced me to the concept of the business of public adjusting. And immediately I said, well, how did you find out about this? And she said, I Googled it. So I already thought, I made that connection in my head that, this is something that the internet can really take to another level, right? So, and I'll say that the fact that you're looking at this, if you're still with me, if you're still listening to me, the fact that you're looking at this will kind of vouch, right? Some of the things that I'm saying, because you are looking at this and you're listening to this explanation, and maybe this makes sense to you, right? So again, the bottom line is that it's to make this effective, and I can honestly say that you could probably do this effectively, or you can do this effectively, just using the offline strategies that the company has put in place. Okay, and there are several, and they're very simple. But when we create a marriage of the online and the offline, now we got something that can really work. Now we got something that can get the phone ringing. Now we got something that can push you to where you can develop a full-time income with your public adjusting business. And again, I company does an excellent job at teaching all this offline marketing strategies. Those people that join my team, I'm going to take them by the hand and show them the online marketing aspect of it, because that's where I focus a lot of my attention. And I can tell you it works, right? But when you use both of them is the ideal situation. So, my name is Mike Martinez. If what you hear makes sense, if you have an entrepreneurial mind and you're saying, you know what, I want to take on this challenge, I want to make some real good money, and I want to do this by doing both online and offline marketing, let me call Mike. I encourage you, pick up the phone and give me a call, and let's see if this is an opportunity for you. You're always in control to say, yeah, you know what, Mike, thought about it overnight, don't think so. And there's no hard feelings, right? Because I want you to be successful and I want you to be happy. No sense in doing something that's going to make you miserable. But I can tell you that there's a lot of satisfaction in helping a homeowner, when they're getting beat down by insurance companies. And a lot of times they are, not vilifying insurance companies, but a lot of times insurance companies have their own agenda, right? And when you can go out there and help them, then you're doing something good, you sleep well, and you have a lot of satisfaction, and there's a lot of good feelings associated with that. So that's just a plus to the business, right? So anyway, the bottom line is, again, if you see something, if I intrigued you in any kind of way and you want to move forward, I encourage you, pick up the phone, get on the phone with me and say, hey Mike, I saw your video and I'd like to get more information on becoming a public adjuster. Next step would be for you to attend one of our company orientations and sit down and see all that we have to offer, and that way you can make an educated decision. Yeah, you know what, I want to join Mike, or you know what, I don't think this is for me. Right? So it's always on your court. It's always you hit it back to me, and if you hit it back to me, I'll hit it back to you, and then you decide whether you want to continue playing the game. Right? So all on your court. Mike Martinez, do your due diligence. Feel free to get on the phone with me, and sometimes I'm on the phone a good portion of the day, so you may reach me or you may not. And if you don't, leave a message and I will get back to you. But I encourage you to visit my site, publicadjustercareers.com. Fill out that form there, and if you do fill out the form and you put your correct telephone number, you'd be surprised how many people don't put the correct telephone number. If you do put the correct telephone number, I will call you back and we will talk from there. Mike Martinez, speak to you soon.
Mike Martinez is not only a passionate public adjuster and a cutting-edge marketeer, he's also an expert in the personal development field and an author of the Amazon book, The Law of Attraction Alignment. His leadership philosophy is that true leadership isn't about how many followers you have. It's about how many leaders you develop and how many lives you change. So if you're serious about becoming a successful public adjuster and learning how to be an effective offline as well as online marketer, Mike Martinez is the man to partner with. Call him today and see for yourself why his mentoring style is so powerful and effective. Thank you.